Welcome back everybody to the YouTube channel. It's Mary and card 3 here for the June Simon Says Stamp card kit. And this one, again, kind of simple, but I was having fun and I kind of used a little bit of a different technique to do this card. What I'm doing first is I'm going to figure out my background. So I'm using the Distress Oxide that came in the card kit again, and I am covering it with, and I'm using watercolor paper here, but I'm covering it with the watered down oxide. So I got a very smooth coverage there, as you can see. That was so easy too, even way easier than blending. But then I wanted some spots and some droplets of the pink. So that's what I did there. Now I'm going to stamp this big flower image on both corners of the card stock. And I'm using the very beige, light beige color that came with the card kit as well. I'm trying to use stuff in the kit as much as possible, but I do, as you've watched, you've seen I've pulled in different elements as I go. So, but this one I tried to stay a little bit true, still had to use other stuff. Now I'm doing a technique here where, because oxides are so reactive with water, I'm taking a clean water brush and removing that pink as much as I can from the image. I want to do that because when I go in to color the image with my my Inktense pencils, I want to have as much of a cleaned surface as I can. Now it's not perfect, and that's okay, but I did remove as much as I could. So as you watch here, I'm just coloring over that image and then picking it up with that microfiber cloth. I just keep doing that over and over and over again, and in some places I actually go back and do it more than once just to kind of pick up some more of that color. So I'm just finishing up the image here with that, and you're going to see in a second when I compare the two images, the one in the upper left is not done yet and the one in the lower right is. So you can see quite a stark difference. So I didn't show you the other side, but I did complete the other side. And I'm just heat setting that now because I want to be able to go in with my Inktense pencils. So I'm laying down some color with my pencils, very, very light hand. If you use too rough of a hand or too hard, then you're going to be stuck with some of those pencil lines. So you just want to make sure to kind of use a soft, light hand. And I didn't color the entire image because I wanted to have a tiny bit of variance between the middle and the outsides of that color. So now I'm going through with my very bright green. It almost comes out yellow. And be careful with the Inktense pencils, because if you look at the tip of the pencil where you would write and also the other end of the pencil where it keeps the color, those usually don't match very well to the true color. So it's going to behoove me to make some sort of a color chart for myself with these color pencils. So actually seeing as they come out, I think that's going to help me a lot. But I went with it and it turned out liking it. These color combinations are not the norm that I would use or that I've even seen, but I think that's what kind of makes it fun and original, and I'm okay with it. I thought it turned out really pretty. So I'm taking in now the yellow, and I'm getting those daisies colored up yellow. I think daisies are white, but in my world, they're yellow, at least today. And then I used a little bit of an orange color and some blue for the tiny, tiny flowers. Okay, next step is I'm covering everything with Spectrum Noir Sparkle Pen, because what doesn't look better when you color it with Sparkle Pen? So that's just going to add a little bit of that funness to the card there. Easy stuff. I did both sides in that as well. So my sentiment here, I'm going to use my embossing buddy to get rid of all the static, and then I'm going to stamp out both of these sentiments at the same time, although I will cut them apart. Forever and always, let the bliss begin. I cut them apart because I didn't realize which one I wanted until I saw the sizes on my card. And so heat set that, and then I cut those out and decide which one I wanted. And for this card, I went with the thicker one for the middle of the card, just to add an angle, just to kind of, for something different. I've never done that before. So I also popped that up on some 3M foam mounting tape, and so that just gave that a little bit more depth there. I used Tombow mono adhesive for my card base from my card panel to the base. And now I'm just putting down some pearls that I got so super cheap. It was an impulse buy. You know when you're like walking out of Michael's and they have that myriad of selection of things that you tell yourself that you have to have? That was one of those items. And I was happy to pick it up and put it in my little cart. So that's the card for today. I hope you like it. Again, it's something a little bit different. Not too much flair, not too much pizzazz, but I had a lot of fun making it. So I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't hit subscribe, go ahead and hit subscribe. And I have a few more cards coming in this series. And I'm going to try to pull out some new techniques for the upcoming cards. So we'll see. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye-bye.